lives of those you are sent to reach. And 3, how will you address the needs and maximize the opportunities of the lives that you are sent to reach? Now, we're talking about a 12 to 18 month window here because you can't dream too far, especially in the early stages. And you guys are right on target with your vision for the middle school. So that enters right in here, and there might be more to your vision, I don't know, but that's what we want to explore tonight in some detail. So 3 big questions. Who are we sent to reach? What needs and opportunities exist in the lives of those you're sent to reach? And 3, how will you address the needs and maximize the opportunities in the lives of those you're sent to reach? We always use this funny video, and I haven't done much yet with multimedia in this session, but I'd like to do it tonight with starting off with the Monty Python video that we always use.
Oh no.
Anyway, 3 questions. That was just for fun. There are 3 fun questions that we're going to ask tonight, which are, who are we trying to reach? Start with who are we trying to reach? So, we did a little bit of a community needs assessment already, did a little bit of history. Luke, you were working on some history of Tampa today that is interesting.
Not as much history as like demographic kind of stuff.
I want you to share what you researched in 2 to 3 minutes.
I looked at Greater Carrollwood and Greater Northdale because they were the 2 towns I found that were closest to Benham Middle School. I was interested. I must be missing a high school. I found 4 elementaries, a middle school, and a high school that I could find. Am I missing some? I have Hill Middle School and Gaither High School.
Yeah.
Those the only two in the area, pretty much, or the only one of each?
No, that's the only two in that area.
Okay, because there's 4 elementary schools, all of like 700 students,
Yeah.
and then there's 1 high school of like 1900, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, but there's another high school right up the road that wouldn't fall into that area, but a lot of the kids go there.
A lot of kids from the other elementaries. Okay, cool. Well, I don't know where to start. Ethnicities for Greater Carrollwood: 67% white, 20% Latino or Hispanic, and Northdale is, it looks like 68% white and 18% Hispanic or Latino for Northdale. So about 70 to 20 or 60 to 20. There's more females in both, 100 to 91 or 2 in each. There must be a lot of young families. Under 18 in Greater Carrollwood is 20% population under 18. And in Northdale it's 26%. A lot of young families. That would make sense with all the elementary schools anyway. What else?
How many elementary schools are in that area?
4.
Wow.
4 of 700 or more.
What's the total population?
For Greater Northdale, it's 22,936, so about 23,000. And for Carrollwood, it's about 32,000. So
Okay.
just a little more in Northdale. The average age in Greater Carrollwood is 42. Average age in Northdale is 39. So Northdale's just a couple years younger.
They're both pretty young communities.
Yeah.
Sounds old to me.
For retirement area though, Florida, they're pretty young areas.
Okay, what else did you learn?
How much they're about the same size. 8 square miles to 10 square miles. In Carrollwood, the per capita income is 29,107, and in Northdale, per capita income is 25,000. And I think they said there's like 6% below the poverty line or 4% below the poverty line. Or in poverty.
That seems really low.
Yeah.
6% and 4%.
Yeah, something like that.
That seems extremely low.
As far as poverty,
Yeah.
not if you knew the neighborhood, you would say that that's actually high. I'm actually shocked.
But it's that
I'm
high?
actually shocked that there's that many poor people in that area.
Okay. That's an affluent area?
20 years ago, it was the place to live. I mean,
Okay.
It's not, as much anymore, but.
Where do you live? Which of one of those
Northdale.
communities? Northdale. Okay.
Carrollwood is just south of us on Del Mabry. Northdale is right where I live.
Okay. Anything else?
That's about it. Bonnie was looking up some stuff in relation to human trafficking around here because she had heard some of that and that's something that touched her
It's pretty
heart.
high, supposedly.
And she saw something pretty cool is that there's a lot of organizations already working on it,
There it is.
and there would be a lot of possibility for you guys to join up with a group. So.
Good. Now, you recently moved. You moved from the most happening area into the area where your church is. Why?
Travel time. Need to do that for small groups. Don't want to be driving 30 minutes one way. Trying
That's
to
really
get
smart. That's really smart. I just talked to a pastor. I did a wedding for a guy last week who lives an hour and a half from the church he pastors. And he says, we just can't get the church to grow. And I said, you think maybe it's connected to the fact that you personally live so far away? And he said, I don't see why. I preach the same sermons. And I just want to say, actually reaching people is much less about sermons and much more about who you are. And it's really smart to live in the area. I've never had anybody successfully live outside the area they're trying to reach and do really well. It doesn't, it's very difficult to make that work.
Yeah, we felt like God asked us to move.
Yeah. I think it's really smart.
We were kind of butting heads with the landlord we were at, and she gave us 20 days to get out. We didn't know our lease was at the end of the lease. We weren't paying attention to the time frame we're in, and we were asking her to repair the upstairs air conditioning. she basically just served us a non-renewal notice. And so there was 5 houses up in our area we could have moved to, and basically one option down in this neighborhood that we'd moved to
And you said you're in Northdale?
in Northdale.
Okay.
But it was just kind of a God thing. I'm living in Anthony Linus's house.
Oh.
You know Anthony?
Yeah,
He
sure.
owns, he owns the house.
I mean, I haven't seen him in a long time, but we're Facebook friends.
Yeah. But he's my best friend.
I
So
remember
we're
very well.
living in his old house, and
So
it's been good to move into the church because we can be there all the time. And it's much more convenient. And small groups are easy.
cool.
Meetings are easy.
So, when the first question that we're dealing with today is the who question. And the who question is sometimes obscured by the fact that the who people are usually the people closest to you. Most pastors reach the sweet spot. I mean, we all want to reach every single person we possibly can, no matter who they are. But the sweet spot for every pastor is within 10 years of your own age. You can go up about 5 years and down about 10, even some people say. But just to make it round and simple, within about 10 years of your own age is likely the people who are going to connect with you personally. So, and for the first 150, every single person, every single decision maker in every household has to connect to you. No exceptions. Probably 200 people, but at least 150. I've never seen it any more or less than that. So if that person is not personally, that person does not feel personal affinity to you, whoever it is that is the most vocal decision maker in any house, they're not likely to stay. That make sense? So when we talk about who, it's often a journey of self-identity. What I like to do is sort of in this area, this is who. It's a mental picture of the who that we're trying to reach. This area is what. What we will do. What the needs are of these people. Needs of these people. And then here we put legs to the ministry. How or what do we do in the next 12 to 18 months to reach those people? So this is more a journey of thought and reflection and hearing God's voice in these questions than anything else. And really, there's no magic here. God has prepared your heart uniquely for this. We've been over this last couple of days talking about how God prepared Moses or Joshua or Paul or Peter's heart uniquely through a series of stuff. But often in the fact that we were in it obscures a little bit of it because, you know, it was so daily for us as God prepared that it's hard to sometimes see the panorama of what he did in that whole thing. But I'd like to bring it to the surface today as much as we can because the more we think about it and pray about it, the more likely we are to be able to expand it and deal with it. So who probably, unless God has put a strong thing in your heart, the who is probably families with the head of household in the 40-year-old range. You can start with that, right? Has God spoken to you specifically about another age group or people? Is there something? You talked once, here's where I'm going. You talked once to me about a certain area of Nebraska.
Yeah.
And I told you last time I was here, I drive Nebraska every chance I get when I'm here because I'm praying with you about that. That lodged in my heart. When God does that, there's often something prophetic about that. And I think it's really cool. Tell me about that. Is that part of the who for you?
I think that's more of the long term. I actually kind of wrestled with God a little bit about why he took us up into that area. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand that location.
Is that pretty far from the Nebraska area that you're interested in?
No, I mean, 3 miles, you know, roughly to hit Nebraska, and then Nebraska's pretty big. But I think that I just wrestled with it because I always felt like I would be more drawn towards the inner city type ministry. But I also realized, you know, I think God has a better plan, and that is you know, funds don't flow from the inner city out.
Right.
They need to come from other areas in, and I guess I just wasn't thinking of that a whole lot. So I think in order to reach more of that area, you kind of have to have a more established church financially in some ways. I would assume that that's maybe how God or why
Maybe.
God took us there. I don't know.
Okay.
But I think the who, if you're asking us, me specifically.
Yes.
I think God's made it very clear over the last couple of months that the school is our focus, our immediate
Mhm.
focus for the next year or two. And that we are called to serve them every way possible. And we begin to do that. We begin to take in baskets of stuff to the teachers. You know, we painted their teachers' lounge.
So talk to me about the demographics of the who a little bit.
Mhm.
Who makes up the Ben Hill Middle School?
Well,
What kind of families?
I mean, Ben Hill would be families like mine, kids that are in a family that have middle-aged kids. So, I
Right.
mean, most middle-aged kids, I would assume, would have parents that are in their at least 30s, late 30s to middle 40s, right? So, I would say middle-aged, you know, because it's a middle school.
Okay. So parents in 40s probably.
Yeah.
It's maybe 35 to
30,
45.
yeah, I would say maybe some of them might be in their 30s, but,
Okay.
yeah.
What Luke was suggesting was a little more affluent than average America, I think. I don't know this, but can you check, Luke, what is the median household income in America? Because you said 29,000, I think, and I'm thinking that's about 2,000 up, which is a pretty good chunk up from middle America.
I'll look for it.
You can come in. Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned. So, would you see them as middle class? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, probably lower middle class in this region. But,
What do most people in this
middle class.
area hurt? What makes them hurt? We talk about needs. What are they hurting over? I would say health problems are starting to emerge in the midlife. You have to start facing stuff. So there's some health issues.
Yeah, there's definitely health issues. That lady was getting her gallbladder removed too.
Divorce.
Yeah, relationship issues for sure.
How about the economy stuff?
Yeah, I would say finances is kind of an issue because some of those people probably live, you know, above their means at times in those areas.
Okay.
I think middle-aged kids are just hard, and I would say specifically relationships with their middle schoolers.
You know, with the rate of
Relationships.
divorce and pain, there's a lot of family shuffling. You know,
Yeah, families.
isn't her family kind of stuff that is a tremendous need. How a church addresses that, I don't know, but somebody got to try it. Somebody got to work at it. Because it's just this huge gaping wound in American culture. Our parking lot, our church parking lot is a drop-off point for parents. Every now and again I see 2 cars pull in, kids exchange vehicles, you know, and cars pull out again. And often wish there'd be some way we could bring comfort and hope those families. I don't even know how to write that. It's like multi-family. more than one family involved, more than one parent. Not all bad, of course, but some are, I have had kids in my youth group already, I'm sure it's much worse today, who would say, I like the fact that my parents got divorced at Christmas, we had double the Christmas presents that we used to have. I mean, it was sort of a joke they were making about it,
Yeah.
trying to be lighthearted, but as long as you gotta face it, you might as well be lighthearted about it.
I think somehow we were made aware of a pretty heavy issue with the middle schoolers cutting themselves.
Okay,
And,
and that's part of that divorce pain too.
and we would like to try to, ask out how to reach out to that area.
Middle schoolers to me are among the toughest because they're not yet aware of what the pain is coming, where the pain is coming from. You can't just sit down and say what hurts, because they don't know. All they know is that it hurts so much that cutting themselves is a relief. It's like a more manageable pain. Okay, so we can go back and forth across these issues for a while, but let's grapple a little bit with how. One way that you're reaching right now is you have some kind of a regular middle school in-reach kind of a thing?
Yes, so the principal that goes to our school said, listen, this is how you reach school. You minister to the, you minister to the teachers,
Okay,
which to me was just so backwards. I just didn't understand that. Why do I want to reach the teachers, But she said when you reach the teachers, they will recommend your church on a regular basis to the kids. Not only that, they will start coming. And so she said how the church, there was a church that adopted her school, and how they reached them was to do regular drop-offs of goodies to the teachers in the teachers' lounge. So we started doing that already, with just encouraging notes
Okay.
and encouragement for the day. Around the hard test days, just on a Monday morning, just to bless them, with coffee and a cake and stuff.
weekly?
No, monthly, right now.
Okay,
So we're reaching out to them monthly. And then we got hooked up with the PTSA and said, how can we serve you? And she said,
what's
well,
a PTSA?
parents, student, teachers, association or something like that. It's an involvement where the parents come in and basically serve the teachers and assist the teachers. And so they do all kinds of stuff for them during the year. They raise funds,
And what involvement are you working on with them?
well, we painted their teacher's lounge. They were in desperate need of help to paint it. They didn't even know how they were going to get it done, but they made a commitment to redecorate the teacher's lounge.
Are you doing a monthly project with them?
No, we did that. We're going to serve them in all their, whatever they have going on, we're going to try to team up with them and serve them, because
Okay.
they really are very active in serving the teachers. And so we're going to just try to help the school in that arena. Just
Cool.
quietly come in and serve.
That's awesome.
Now, our signs got pulled down from in front of the school. So this morning I verified it. Sydney told me that there's a special thank you to Connection Church on their main sign of the school.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I couldn't believe it. I wanted to cry.
That is very cool.
It said, thank you to our business partners, and it thanked Connection Church and another restaurant.
Nice. Wow. Okay. What else over the next year to year and a half could be done to help with these issues affecting families about like yours? You talked about something, didn't you? You're doing something now. You're doing 2 small groups now. What are those 2 small groups?
It's the men's Wednesday morning meeting. We just get together and share life. We don't really study the Bible or anything. We just get together and share life. And then Wednesday night they have the ladies. It is a curriculum group, She's actually doing her homework on the way over here.
Okay?
I think one big way that we really need to focus on, at some point, and that is gonna be really influential, is really getting our youth group
Yeah.
kicked up a notch and our children's ministry kicked up a notch.
I have a desire to, for those family fun days to be all about kids. To really just focus on the kids. Because I really believe that kids will make you want to bring your family back. If your kids bug you enough, yeah, we have fun, they want to go back, They can really influence the family. And so kids in the youth ministry are really big for us, and we want to really pour a lot of life into those two areas. But I think that
That's excellent.
there's other,
That's perfect for the demographic. It's
Yeah.
just a natural and important fit for that whole demographic
yeah.
and all of their needs.
I think that there's more that I think, when I look at this, I think there's gonna be some more creative ideas that God wants to bring to our church that are gonna be a little bit out of the ordinary. And I think it's just gonna be a matter of praying over those needs, because
Jeez. Well, Father, I ask you for wisdom, insight, and creativity tonight in this particular area. I pray that you would offer some specific, powerful insights from heaven that would grant Connection Church a whole new range of exciting possibilities and potentials. So let me ask this: at what point would you say we're doing the right amount for Ben Hill? And at that point, do you then say there's other schools we can help also, or what's the next step?
I think that, Gaither's a hard nut to crack, to be honest with you, but I think if I was to focus on another school, it would be to start reaching out to Gaither.
And that's the high school.
Yeah. And or go down to the, it might be smart to go down, since the kids coming from the elementary are, gonna be funneling into our middle school where we meet. That might be a good strategy, I don't know, but Gaither's a very messed up place. It's a very sad place.
Okay. How so? What are the issues at Gaither? That might be the manifestation of something deep. So
The kids having sex just in groups in empty rooms in the school. In school.
during school hours.
During school hours, getting caught in rooms that they shouldn't be in, and it's just nuts. Just crazy stuff.
So discipline and control.
You asking where that comes from, and why are they doing that, or?
No, I'm saying is the issue discipline and control.
I don't know. I don't know what the issue is completely. I think the schools run pretty well. I think the kids are just, out of control.
Well, our experience there wasn't good with what's his name, that one gentleman.
Yeah, Mr. Sapp is tough to deal with. So if that's a reflection of the school, I think she would have more insight.
He seemed slovenly and not given to keeping his word. I'm saying that was our experience, right?
Yeah?
I never talked to him. I tried, but I never got a chance to talk to him. He seemed undisciplined and not in control of his own schedule.
Yeah.
There's something's way off there. That's not like a school administrator. They're usually given to an academic approach to management.
I don't
Which
know
is-
that he's probably the greatest of managers. He's good with relationships. He's just.
So when you say the school's well-run, he's not the person who runs the school?
He's not the only person. He's just one of the assistant principals. I don't know, do you know the principal? Have you met her? Is she around? She visiting?
But when you say, I'm trying to understand what you said there. You said it seems like the school's well-run. What are you looking at? The buildings seem well put together, it seems well organized? What?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like when you walk in there, it's pretty organized. He just didn't have time for me. You know, I mean, he just didn't make, I don't feel like he made time for me. He makes time for his kids. You know, he does what needs to be done for the kids. He recently assisted Corbin in helping get his, when there's a huge issue with sports in the Hillsborough County area, and when Corbin transferred from another county into that school, he basically wasn't eligible to even participate for like a period of time, and he had to go before a hearing to prove that he wasn't moving there just to run. It just was crazy. And he assisted in that, but.
All right, so let me try a couple of exercises in this whole process. If God suddenly gave you, well, let me do the little background math first. What is your monthly income at this point, average?
I would say 3,500 would probably be average. We had a spike last month. It was probably 5,000 or so.
Okay, so that's maybe 45 for the year, tops. So I was right there. If God suddenly doubled your yearly income, you went from 45 to an additional $50,000 was given to you. How would you spend the $50,000 to reach these people and to deal with these issues? Dream sort of free flowing for a little bit. What are some things you would love to consider if money was plentiful suddenly in this whole area?
Well, I think that I would desire to try to bump up our family fun days and purchase some stuff there that I have desires for. That, you know, this would make those days a little more of an attraction for the young kids in middle school to come. But to be honest with you, I would obviously need to pray about those needs, and I don't know. I mean, it's good. It's easy for me to spend money.
Well, this is a dreaming session. This is just dreaming. There's no commitments yet, but you gotta start with a dream somewhere.
Yeah.
If God gives us more than we could ask or imagine, let's imagine some cool stuff and start asking God for more than that.
So I would definitely want to invest in, you know, some